Hey there, so I wanted to take a moment to talk about CEUs. So CEUs are continuing education units. So if you're a certified interpreter, let's say, now I'm a medical interpreter, so of course I'm going to talk about NBCMI and CCHI. NBCMI is the National Board of Certification for Medical Interpreters. CCHI is the Certification Commission for Healthcare Interpreters. If you currently hold one of these certifications, you have to renew your certification every few years. So with the NBCMI, it's every 5 years. So you have to recertify every 5 years by participating in education directly related to medical interpreting. So you need to complete 3 CEUs according to NBCMI. So that's equivalent to 30 contact hours of approved training before your certification expires. So that's 5 years from the initial date of your CMI certification. Typically, the way that you see NBCMI CEUs, sometimes you'll see them called IMIA CEUs because they are, NBCMI is a kind of like a division of IMIA, the International Medical Interpreters Association. You will typically see an hour-long webinar is worth 0.1 CEUs, 0.1 IMIA, NBCMI CEUs. Now, in terms of, and I'm just talking about the national certifications here. If you have a particular state certification, that's going to be different. The state of Virginia, the state in which I reside, does not have a state certification for medical or healthcare interpreters. Now, CCHI has a requirement of every 4 years when you want to renew your certification, you must have 32 CE hours. CE hours. Okay. So all that means is you need to have 32 hours. Just like with NBCMI, you have to have 30 hours and they're counted as CEUs. It's a little bit confusing. So for instance, with IMIA, NBCMI, 0.1 CEUs is equal to an hour of instruction. Whereas a lot of times when you see the CCHI CEs, it's counted as CE hours. So that's a key difference there. It's relatively similar. So 32 hours every 4 years for CCHI, whereas with NBCMI, it is 30 hours every 5 years. Now, the reason why I'm talking about CEUs and CE hours is because I'm really excited to announce that Nanji and I at InterpreMed, we actually started this new thing called Academy at InterpreMed. So we've had a lot of folks kind of clamoring, asking for CEUs. They want to take their CEUs with us, which is great. I think that is a huge compliment. You want to learn from us. You want what we teach you and what we go over with you to be worth CEUs. So as of right now, we have InterpreMed, of course, which is a membership website it's kind of like a practice community for medical interpreters. So we have live meetings, we have different things. We have so much stuff going on though, that it's difficult for us to kind of pick and choose what we're going to get accredited for CE hours or for CEUs through CCHI and NBCMI. On top of that, getting that costs money. So we kind of got to, like I said, pick and choose. So that's where we have this academy at InterpreMed come in. So the cool thing about the academy is that it's specifically for CEUs, 1. 2, we've really harnessed this unique learning management system, LMS, to create really feature-rich courses. So listen, even though I'm not recertifying anytime soon, I'm like a dragon on top of my hoard of CE hours and CEUs. I have taken so many CE courses. It's ridiculous. So I've taken a lot of CE courses. I've already accumulated quite a few CEUs for my eventual recertification. The only thing is, when I've been taking CE courses, I feel like a lot of them only skim the surface. And so I found that as kind of like an opportunity for me to really offer in-depth CE courses. We're not just skimming the surface here. We're really going to go in-depth into some topics that either you may have seen some of these topics before, but they were kind of covered in a general sense. You're also going to see some topics that have never really been covered before. So I went ahead and I used my web design and development background to really work on this platform in conjunction with Nanji through InterpreMed. And so this is where Academy at InterpreMed came to being. So not only do we have webinars, pre-recorded webinars for you to watch, we also have practice activities. We also have things to test your knowledge. Like, listen, we're not just going to be handing out CEUs. We really are making sure that you're not just going through the motions, that you're really learning these things, because at the end of the day, engaging in continuing education, well, it's an opportunity for you to improve your skills, right? So how are you knowing that you're improving your skills unless you're testing yourself, unless you're taking quizzes, unless you're doing self-assessments? So that's really the whole idea behind the Academy at InterpreMed. So I highly, highly suggest checking out Academy at InterpreMed, seeing what we're all about, because I think you're going to find that we're offering some really novel courses, some really in-depth topics. For instance, my first course on the Academy is Let's Talk Ethics Confidentiality. The price that you pay for the course also includes your automatically generated CEU certificate. So instead of having to send your email and wait a week for someone to send you your certificate and potentially write your name wrong and then you have to get it corrected, trust me with my maiden name, Gretch, G-R-Z as in zebra, E as in elephant, C as in cat, H. I've had to have some CE certificates corrected. So you get to put in the name that you want to be on your certificate, complete the course, we do our assessments, you pass the course, you can immediately download that certificate. So please, if you are interested in getting CEUs, even if you don't need to recertify, even if you're just interested in taking a really intensive self-paced course on particular interpreting topics, visit us at the Academy at InterpreMed. So it's at academy.interpremed.com. And you'll see 2 courses on offer there right now. We have Structuring Techniques for Consecutive Note-Taking by Nanji Mateo. You also have my course, which is Let's Talk Ethics Confidentiality for Medical Interpreters, in which we compare what all 3 medical interpreting codes of ethics have to say about confidentiality, and we compare and contrast that with our obligation as medical interpreters interpreting for patients in the United States under HIPAA, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. So we really compare and contrast our legal obligation with our ethical obligation as medical interpreters to confidentiality. So I highly recommend checking it out. Again, it's academy.interpremed.com. We have lots of really interesting stuff that we have planned, so please stay tuned for that. And with that, thanks for watching, and please be sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you.